Hi, ladies and gents. Today, you and I are going to be practicing using models to help us do some subtraction. Let's go watch our visual learning video to get us started.
Find 32 minus 5. What number does the place value chart show?
Select your answer.
There's 3 10s and 2 1s, so that shows 32.
The 3 tens lines and 2 ones dots on the place value chart show 32. Are there enough ones to subtract 5? How do you know? No, there are not enough ones to subtract 5. 5 ones is more than 2 ones, and you can't subtract 5 from 2. So you need to regroup 1 10 as 10 ones. You exchange 1 tens line for 10 ones dots. You do this by erasing one of the tens lines in the tens column and by drawing 10 ones dots in the ones column. The subtraction frame on the right shows the same steps as the lines and dots drawings on the left. On the subtraction frame, write 2 to show 2 tens in the tens column, and write 12 to show 12 ones in the ones column.
Let's try it out. It says, select a number in the subtraction frame to show how it is represented in the place value frame.
After regrouping, there are 12 ones.
Now subtract the 5 ones from the 12 ones. What does the subtraction frame show in the ones column?
In the ones column of the subtraction frame, it shows the 12 ones minus the 5 ones that we want to take away.
The subtraction frame shows that 12 minus 5 is equal to 7.
Great job!
Next, subtract the tens in the tens column. What does the subtraction frame show in the tens column?
In the tens column, it shows 2 tens, take away 0 tens, because we're not subtracting any, equals 2 tens.
The tens column in the subtraction frame shows that 2 tens minus 0 tens equals 2 tens. There are 2 tens and 7 ones left, so 32 minus 5 is equal to 27. Now you know how to use models to help you subtract a 1-digit number from a 2-digit number.
Let's go jump in our workbooks. Okay, for our guided practice, we're going to start on page 330 in our workbooks. So if you don't have your workbook and you're on page 330 and you need a pencil, then you need to pause, go get those things, and then come back to me when you're all ready. Okay, so I've got my pencil. I'm going to change over to black here. It says, subtract. Draw place value blocks to show your work. Regroup if needed. Okay, so our problem on number 1 is 44, take away 9. So we're going to start off by drawing 44 in place value blocks. So they drew it for us already. They said 4 tens, and then they drew just 4 ones, these ones over here. Okay, so they already kind of did this one for us. So we're just walking through it. And then we needed to see, do we need to regroup? Well, we want to subtract 9 ones and we only had 4. Is that enough? No. So they regrouped. So we're going to cross off our 4 tens and we're going to make it into 3 tens because we're regrouping one of those. And when we take 1 10 like they did down here and we bring it over to the ones, now we're going to have the 10 ones plus the 4 we started with, which would be 14 ones. And we're going to cross off that 4 because now we don't just have 4 ones, we have 14 ones. So in the ones column, it says 14 minus 9. Well, what does that equal? 5, right? So we would have 5 ones left over. And if we cross these out down here, it'd be the same thing. So we'd have only 5 of these guys left, these ones over here that aren't crossed off. And then in the tens column, remember this guy down here would be crossed off because we regrouped it. So there's only 3 left. So the difference in this subtraction problem, the answer would be 35. Let's do number 2. we're going to do 23 minus 5. So let's draw 23 in place value blocks. There are 2 10s in 23, and there are 3 1s. So 1, 2, 3. Now let's see, we want to take away 5 1s. Do we have enough? Nope, because we only have 3. So we need to regroup. I'm going to take one of my 10s and I'm going to make it into 10 1s. So I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so I regrouped my 10 1s, and I am going to cross off this 10 over here just so I don't forget. And now I'm going to go do the same things up above in our subtraction block up here. So we don't have 2 10s anymore. Now we just have 1. And we don't have 3 1s anymore. Now we have 10 plus 3, which would be 13 1s. So now we have a new subtraction problem. In the 1s column, we have 13 minus 5. What is 13 minus 5? Do you know? I'll give you a second. It's 8. So we're going to have 8 1s left over. And we can actually cross these off down here as well. I'm going to use red just so you can see better. I'd say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then count up the rest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 8 1s left. And then in our 10s column, we have 1 10 minus 0 10s. We're not subtracting any. So we'd still have 1 10. So our difference, our answer is 18. Okay, let's do one more. Let's do number 3. We're going to do 35 minus 8. Let's draw 35 in place value blocks. There are 3 10s. 1, 2, 3. And there are 5 1s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I need to look at my problem and see what I need to subtract. So we have 5 1s and I need to subtract 8. Can we do that? No, we have to regroup. So I'm going to take one of my 10s. I'm going to bring it over here and I'm going to draw 10 1s. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I'm going to cross this guy off. So now I need to see what I have left. I don't have 3 10s anymore. Instead, I only have 2. And then in the 1s, I don't have 5 1s. I now have the 5 1s we started with plus the 10 I regrouped, which would be 15 1s. So here's our new subtraction problem. In the 1s column, we have 15 minus 8. What is 15 minus 8? Go ahead and solve that first. That would be 7. So there's 7 1s left. And you could double check by crossing them off. Remember down here, you go minus 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then count up what you have left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, okay, to double check yourself. And then in the 10s column, we had 2 10s minus 0 10s because we're not subtracting any 10s, so we still have 2. So our difference, our answer is 27. We're going to go watch one more quick video.
Let's use place value to subtract. Don't worry, it's easy. To prove it, we'll solve the problem 43 minus 8. First, let's show 43 on a place value chart. We've got our 4 10s and our 3 1s. The problem says that we want to subtract 8, or 8 1s. Wait a minute, there are only 3 1s. There aren't enough 1s to subtract. Where am I going to get them from? The 10s. Let's regroup 1 10 as 10 1s. Okay, now we have 13 1s. Since you regrouped one of the 10s, scratch out the 4 in the 10s place and write a 3. Scratch out the 3 in the 1s place and write 13 above. 13 1s minus 8 1s equals 5 1s. Since you regrouped one of the 10s, you now have 3 10s. 3 10s minus 0 10s equals 3 10s. 43 minus 8 equals 35. So, if you're subtracting 2 numbers and you don't have enough 1s to subtract, you can get creative. Regroup the 10s and then go from there.
Let's jump back in our workbooks to do a couple more practice problems. Let's go ahead and turn the page. Let's do number 4 together. So it's going to be the same thing as what we did in the guided practice on the last page. We're going to do 63 minus 2. So first, we're going to draw our number 63 in place value blocks though. So I'm going to come down here and I'm going to grab my pen. Okay. So we have 6 tens. So I'm going to draw 6 tens in my box down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then there are 3 ones in 63. So 1, 2, 3. And now let's see if we can do our subtraction problem without regrouping. It's 3 ones minus 2. Can we do that without regrouping? Yeah, we can. We don't have to regroup on this problem. So I'm going to cross off my 2 ones that we're subtracting, and let's see what we have left. I have 1, 1, because my ones column shows 3 minus 2, which is 1. And then in my tens column, we have 6 tens minus 0 tens because we're not subtracting any. So we would still have 6 tens. So the difference, the answer for this problem would be 61. Nice and easy. Okay, I want you to do number 5 all by yourself. Make sure that you check if you need to regroup before you do it, okay? And then come back to me when you are all ready to go. Okay, so number 5 is 91 minus 7. So I'm going to draw out 91 in place value. I'm going to draw out 91 in place value blocks. So there's 9 tens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, and then there's just 1 1 in 91. Now let's see if I need to regroup. I have 1 1 and I need to take away 7, so I do need to regroup. So I'm going to cross off this guy over here and I'm going to make it into 10 ones in my ones column. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now I'm going to check off what I actually have up here in my columns, in my subtraction box. So we started with 9 tens, but we regrouped. So we don't have 9 tens anymore. Instead, we only have 8. And then we don't have 1 1 anymore. Instead, we have 11 because we started with 1 and then we added 10 more when we regrouped our 10. So now we have 11 minus 7, which equals 4. And then we have 8 tens minus 0 tens, which would still be 8 tens. So our difference, our answer is 84. Let's turn the page and do a couple more problems. Let's do number 9 together. It says there are 23 students playing tag. 9 students go home. How many students are still playing tag? So here's our subtraction problem. We have 23 students that we started with, and then 9 of them left. So we're going to take away 9. We're going to subtract 9 from 23. So let's draw out 23 in place value blocks. I have 2 tens and 3 ones in 23. 1, 2, 3. Now let's see if I need to regroup. I have 3 ones and I want to take away 9. Do I need to regroup? Yeah, I do. So I'm going to take my 10 and I'm going to bring them over here and I'm going to draw 10 more ones. So now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then I need to write up what I have left up here. So I don't have 2 tens anymore. I just have 1. And I don't have 3 ones. I now have the 3 ones we started with plus 10 more, which makes 13. And now in my ones column, I have 13 minus 9. What is 13 minus 9? You know? That'd be 4. So we have 4 ones. And then we have 1 10 minus 0 tens. Well, that's still 1 10. So our answer, our difference is 14. There are 14 students still playing tag. I'm going to read number 10 and then you're going to solve it all by yourself. There are 67 books on the shelf. Dion takes 5 of them. How many books are left on the shelf? So the problem that you're going to solve includes these 2 numbers and it's a subtraction problem. Go ahead and use your place value blocks and your subtraction frame over here and solve it and then come back to me when you're all done. Okay, so we're going to be doing 67 minus the 5 books that Dion took. So let's see if I need to regroup. I'm going to draw my picture first. I have 6 tens, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then there are 7 ones in 67. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now I need to check if I need to regroup. I have 7 ones and I want to take away 5. So do I need to regroup? No, I have enough. So I'm just going to cross off 5 of my ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's see what I have left. I have 1, 2. I have 2 ones left because 7 minus 5 equals 2. And then I still have my 6 tens. I didn't have to regroup, so I still have all 6. So my difference is 62. That's my answer. There are still 62 books left. Another great job, you smart cookies. Let's take a peek at your homework. So I want you to go back in your workbook and do these couple problems, numbers 6, 7, 11, and 12. Okay. And then do your quick check. And after that, make sure you spend some time on Math Facts Pro. I will see you back here tomorrow.